This is VOA News. I'm Marissa Melton. The U.S. presidential campaign is focused at the moment on Nevada and South Carolina. AP correspondent Ben Thomas looks at a couple of candidates looking to make a mark.
Please give a warm welcome to Mayor Pete Buttigieg.
Pete Buttigieg getting a rousing reception from supporters about to canvass for him in Henderson, Nevada. Nevada's caucuses are next up on the 2020 presidential calendar. Senator Amy Klobuchar's poll numbers have been low in those states, but she tells ABC's This Week she's on an upward path.
We've got teams now in every Super Tuesday state.
Tom Steyer has been considered a long shot, but he tells ABC's This Week he's had people on the ground in both states.
With the kind of diverse coalition that I believe I'm building and that I believe I will show, then that will give me the momentum and people will have to look at me as a serious candidate.
I'm Ben Thomas.
Americans are being evacuated from a cruise ship in Japan where they were under quarantine after a coronavirus outbreak. AP correspondent Julie Walker.
Cheryl and Paul Molesky from Syracuse, New York are chronicling their journey.
I have to put my mask on.
They're traveling along with other Americans who were part of about 400 on that Diamond Princess cruise ship. They'll have to undergo 2 more weeks of quarantine at Air Force bases in the U.S. to make sure they don't have the coronavirus.
Even though it's going to be 2 more weeks, we're just ready for the next step on this crazy journey.
Dr. Anthony Fauci with the National Institutes of Health tells CBS has faced the nation. 40 Americans from the cruise ship have gotten infected, and those showing symptoms of the coronavirus will not be able to get on the evacuation plane. I'm Julie Walker.
In China, the Health Commission confirmed over 1,800 new cases, along with 142 deaths on Sunday. The numbers showed a decline in new cases for a third straight day. You can find more on this and other stories online at voanews.com. From Washington, D.C., you're listening to VOA News. Turkey's foreign minister says a Turkish delegation will travel to Russia on Monday to discuss the situation in Syria's Idlib province amid mounting fears of a humanitarian disaster there. Reuters' Emer McCarthy has more.
Howling wind, freezing snow, and life in a makeshift camp in Syria. It's unbearably hard. 10 children have reportedly died of the conditions in the camps in the last week alone. Aid workers fear that with the latest surge in fighting, another winter here is going to spur a new humanitarian catastrophe. For perspective, earlier this week, 2 UN agencies said more people have fled fighting in Syria over the past 10 weeks than at any other time in the 9-year conflict.
That's Reuters' Emer McCarthy reporting. The United States and Europe appear deeply divided over the health of the transatlantic relationship following a key security conference in Germany. VOA's Henry Ridgewell has more.
The U.S. delegation came to Munich with a clear message. China presents the largest threat to the West. Secretary of Defense Mark Esper.
More internal repression, more predatory economic practices, more heavy-handedness, and most concerning for me, a more aggressive military posture.
Key ally Britain will allow Huawei to build sections of its 5G mobile network, to Washington's dismay. Officials in Munich said the US is pushing to develop its own 5G technology. Henry Ridgewell for VOA News, Munich, Germany.
Storm Dennis, the 4th storm of the season to hit Britain, has wreaked havoc across the nation. 2 male bodies were pulled from the rough seas off the coast of southeast Britain, and military personnel mobilized to help build flood barriers in a second straight weekend of stormy weather. AP's Karen Chamas reports.
The Met Office had 68 flood warnings in place around England, and another 40 had been issued in Scotland and 10 in Wales by their environmental agencies. The highest wind gust, according to the Met Office, was 87 miles per hour in Capel Curig in North Wales. Much of the concern about storm dangers focused on northern England, which suffered during Storm Ciara. Calderdale resident Gemma Williams in the northern area of Yorkshire said local authorities are not doing enough to stop floodwaters from damaging her area.
As a community, we've put our faith in somebody to try and protect us from this happening, and it's failed.
Hundreds of flights were cancelled as a result of the high winds. EasyJet, for example, cancelled around 230 flights in and out of Britain, as wind speeds were set to hit 70 miles per hour. Karen Chamas, London.
We'll keep you updated on this and other stories throughout the day. I'm Marissa Melton. You're listening to VOA News.